Hey, it's Ellie. Welcome back to another Sims 4 apartment speed build. So today I'm building an apartment that was heavily inspired by the Vintage Glamour Stuff Pack that recently came out. With the Stuff Pack came a new gameplay feature, which was butlers, and I really wanted to build a house that sort of worked with that feature and seemed like butlers would actually live there, because a lot of the apartments I've done so far and the ones I build usually don't really work for butlers. They're not fancy enough, they're not rich enough, and they definitely don't usually have a butler quarter, which you need a bed for the butlers to live in your house with you. So yeah. So this apartment is a 3-story apartment. I believe it's the only 3-story apartment in this city living pack, and it was honestly quite a challenge to do this apartment. I didn't think it would be quite so difficult. I've done pretty big homes in the past before, but this apartment is huge. The 3 stories is a lot bigger than any houses I usually build. There's just a lot more space in them, and with the constraints of the outside walls, it was just pretty difficult to get a house that I like the look of and didn't seem like it had so much wasted space like I kind of thought there might be. But in the end, I think I did a pretty decent job, but there's not too much wide open space. It looks pretty fancy as well, so it would be fun to play in. I'm considering playing in it, honestly. It has this really great color scheme of black, white, and gold, and that worked really well with the Vintage Glamour stuff, and I just like the look of it. It looks pretty classy, so I like the way it turned out a lot. I used this wallpaper from the new stuff pack, which has this it's like a shimmery golden silver type of, it like shines in the light. It's so beautiful, and I used the marble floor just to give it that extra class and look of expensive taste. Yeah, in general, I was definitely trying to go for a more modern house. I usually do kind of traditional ones with a little hint of modern, but this one I would definitely consider more modern than those. It just has more of a minimalist kind of furnishing, but that's mostly in the downstairs, because the upstairs I wanted to make more cozy. As you'll see, I clutter it up a bit more like I usually do. Still pretty sleek and modern though. And I did that because I imagined the family who would live here would probably entertain a lot downstairs. That would be their party area. They probably wouldn't hang out too much there because they have the butlers, so they're not going to be cooking in the kitchen or anything. They would most likely hang out upstairs. It's much cozier up there. It's got like carpets instead of this cold marble floor. So yeah, I just imagine the family would spend most of their time upstairs when they're not entertaining guests. And this room is more of a show floor, I guess. Here I'm just doing a bit of a liquor cabinet. I wanted to put it right next to the bar and make it seem like they had a huge store of wine and alcohol for all their cool parties and whatnot. And it's right behind the bar, so it's easy access for the bartender to go in and grab whatever he needs right there. I do end up changing the bar around later. I make this pretty cool idea, and I actually forgot to test if it works out before I started narrating this, but if it doesn't, I'll just change it up a little bit on the gallery when I upload it, and it should work out there, and your Sims will be able to use everything. But for the speed build, it looks pretty cool the way I did it. So yeah, like I mentioned before, you can see here there's a black, white, and gold color scheme, and I must have recorded this part on a different day because the lighting just changed really dramatically. The only bit of pop of color in the house is the blue doors that I put. There's a blue frame around the patio door, and I think the bathroom and the liquor cabinet door are both blue as well, but it's a really muted blue and it looks really good. Just has that tiny hint of color in the house where it's lacking otherwise. This is just a little half bath downstairs for the guests and whatever. You can see next to there is a stairwell for the butler. It leads right into his bedroom, so that is his own personal door, and when he wakes up in the morning he can go right upstairs straight into the kitchen and make breakfast, and the household never has to see him kind of walking around because, you know, they're rich people and they don't want to see their help all the time unless they're delivering them a meal or whatever, you know. And I'm so glad I finally got to use those super cool icicle chandeliers. I think I only used them in one other house so far because they usually do not fit with the kind of houses I build. They are way too fancy, and unless that Sim family is also really fancy and trying to make a statement in their normal suburban house, I wouldn't ever put that chandelier in a house. But this was the perfect house to use them in because they just look so classy and expensive, and I love them. The wall height was perfect because usually the lower walls you can't fit those chandeliers. They're like touching the floor and that looks really silly. Yeah, they couldn't have gone better in this house. I'm just working on the bit of the foyer area here, the walkway into the house. So you would come straight off the elevator and into here. And I don't love the foyer. I kind of wish I could have filled it up a bit more, but I just couldn't really think of anything else to put there. Everything else looked too cluttered. So I do go with these new paintings from the Vintage Glamour Stuff Pack, which I love. They look so cute, those paintings. Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, this is where I'm trying to do something different with the bar area to make it more cut off, like the bartender is behind there and away from the rest of the guests. He's just got his own private little room back there where he can get into the liquor cabinet easily. Yeah, I am fairly sure that it will work in the game. I'll test it like I said, but I'm pretty sure that archway isn't obstructing the walkway to the bar, so it should work out. Yeah, I actually really like the way the living area and the first floor in general turned out. There is a floor underneath, so I guess I should call it the second floor. The main floor is really what it is. Yeah, it has a nice flow to it. It looks a little cold, like you probably want socks on when you walk around in this house, but other than that, I would kind of like to live here. It looks pretty cute, and I am loving the color scheme that they made it so easy with the Vintage Glamour stuff. All of it goes really well together, and I like the items so much. So this apartment was really fun to build after I sort of got my style down and figured out what I wanted to do with the apartment, because that was pretty difficult in the beginning. And I just love the way the wallpaper shines in the light. It's so awesome. I love the little features like that they've added in The Sims 4, like the moving curtains and the candles actually burning. Those are such cool little touches. I do think it's a little funny how I put the piano up there. Like, how the heck would they get a piano up there? I'm pretty sure those windows don't even open. Like, would they remove the entire windows to put a piano in this skyscraper apartment? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how it works. I've never lived in a city. I mean, I've seen, like, in the movies, they crane up the pianos to the floors above, but I don't really know how they get them in there unless the windows are big enough. They don't cut holes in the walls, right? No, that would be ridiculous. Okay, anyways, so I'm just putting up the finishing wall decor down here. I was trying to find what kind of style of wall decor I wanted to go with. In the end, I just chose pretty minimalist artwork on the wall and left it like that. I definitely didn't want this house to have all the crazy wall art and colors that I usually put in my houses, because that definitely wasn't the style that would work here. They needed just their very few pops of color here and there, but mostly just that color scheme that I've been working on. So here is the bottom floor. There was actually a pool originally in this floor, but I deleted that pool and I made a new pool. So there still is a pool, but it's much smaller and different than the pool that was originally there. And here I'm just working on the little butler room. I didn't make this room very fancy or have a lot of anything really. It's very simple because I figured it's the butler's room. So, you know, it's just for him to sleep in, him or her, and wait on the family every other time of his life. So the butler's bedroom is down here, but the rest of the downstairs is sort of like a fitness spa area, I guess I would call it. It's got this pool. I do make the pool a little bit bigger than that is now. And I go through and I add a lot of the spa items from that pack, like the sauna and the massage table. So they've got their own private little spa down in their bottom floor, their basement, or whatever you would call it. I don't know. It's an apartment, so it's not a basement, just the bottom floor. And I really like the way it turned out. I would love to have a place like this in my house. Oh my gosh, that would be awesome. The pool, I made it that shape so that there could be like a little like gathering kind of in the middle section, but also the Sims could swim laps when they're trying to exercise or whatever. I think a lot of rich people swim laps in their private pools, and they have like the water gushing so that they can just swim in place, and that's pretty crazy. But anyway, so some point around here I realized I didn't have a bathroom in the downstairs area, and that really bugged me because I felt like this area especially would need a bathroom. Like, it's the pool area, so I put a bathroom in there. It's a pretty fancy bathroom. I hope the butler doesn't use it. He's not allowed to use that bathroom. He has to use his own bathroom. Okay, yeah, so I changed it up a bit. I use this cool wall divider, which I love. I gave it the perfect tie into upstairs because some of the furniture up there has a similar pattern to that. And I put this bubble wall here. I've never seen it in games, but I imagine it looks pretty cool. Yeah, I was really going for like an oasis feel with like tiles and grass, and just in general I was trying to make it really relaxing down there. There's a little yoga station in the corner of the room on that little strip, and I thought that would be such a cool place to do your yoga stretches in the morning, right by the water and in front of this amazing view, which I believe this apartment has the great view trait, so your Sims will get some kind of buff from that. Yeah, I'm about done with this downstairs area. Like I said, it turned out pretty nice. It looks really relaxing. And now we come to the upstairs. So I imagine this family to be a couple with a teenage daughter. So obviously they're a rich family, so the rooms are pretty extravagant. I did this little office space up here for somebody, I don't know, it has a computer, so whoever can use it up there. I think the teenage daughter also has a computer in her room, but I don't believe the parents do, so I guess it's for them. And as you can probably see, I put carpets down because, like I mentioned earlier, I was really going for a more cozy vibe upstairs. Like, this is actually where the family spends a lot of their time and hangs out with each other. There's like a little sitting area that would be perfect for watching movies on the couch. A little chess table to play against your family. They might have like a chess night or something. I don't know. There's a ton more rugs. I just really wanted to make it feel like people actually would live up there. A lot of these modern houses, it's so hard to imagine for me someone actually living there. Like, it looks cold and unwelcoming. And I mean cold in a both figurative and literal sense. Like, those houses usually look freezing, like everything you touch is ice cold, but also they look really like cold in the sense that there's nothing you snuggle up with there. Like, you don't cuddle in that kind of house. Like, no touching or something. I don't know. Anyway, I still stuck with the color scheme of the white, black, and gold, but I definitely made it more cushiony. I used this awesome bar in the globe that came with the Vintage Glamour Stuff Pack, which is so cool. I love that little feature. And it takes up so much less space than a normal bar, which is awesome. And now I see why this apartment has the great view buff, because that view outside is really cool. You can see the entire city from out there. I considered putting a hookah, but I decided not to in the end. I just put more comfy couches. This is not a hookah house. I did put a little video game console though. I figured this family would probably play video games together. I mean, they can afford them, so that would be something fun. For some reason, I just wasn't imagining this family to be one of those families that doesn't hang out together. They definitely just seemed like they would have that perfect kind of lifestyle where they all get along and spend a lot of time together and hang out and know what's going on in each other's lives and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, is that a helicopter pad in the back there on that building? Wow, I never noticed that before. What is that? So I love this little bar table that came with the Vintage Glamour pack. It has the mirrored surface and that's so cute. Also, I love this wall art that I found with the black and gold, the dress. I think technically it's meant for a store, like it's supposed to help your store in The Sims 4 do well and have more people come in or whatever, but I just thought it worked so well with the color scheme of the house and it looked perfect for the wall. Just, yeah, it looks awesome. And I just kept a lot of the artwork pretty non-colorful, black and white, gold, that kind of thing. I considered putting curtains over there for the homey, warm feeling, but I really didn't want to obstruct the view of the house because it's so nice. So I think I do put them in this teen bedroom that I am starting to work on. Now, I know this build is getting pretty long, so I'm sorry. I promise it's almost over. I'm working on the bedrooms now, which were super fun, and I especially had a lot of fun with the parents' bedroom, which was this one with the black wall color that I eventually choose, which is the other new wallpaper that came in the Vintage Glamour pack, and it just worked so well. It had this cool texture and pattern, and I went with a really dark rug. And in the teen's bedroom, I went with the zebra print rug because I felt like that looked really interesting, and it kind of clashed, but it worked well still. I chose this awesome teal color of the wallpaper that I used throughout the rest of the house because it just looked so fun and youthful, perfect for a teenage girl's room. I tried to stick with the color scheme a little bit from the rest of the house, but I did go off quite a bit in this room and kind of put her own colors in there as well as her style. I didn't want it to feel like her room was styled just as the rest of the house was. I definitely wanted it to have her own sort of flair to it. So I play around with the setup of this room a lot until I figure out how everything can kind of fit together. I did add a closet in the corner there. So it has the full closet, and I'm also adding a vanity center. That should have some cool options with makeup and whatnot. Really excited to try that one out. And of course I had to use the canopy bed because I love the canopy beds so much. Oh, they're so beautiful. So now I'm just putting some decor around the room. I put this mirror up with a cool backlight, and I add a bunch of movie posters and that kind of thing because she's a teenage girl, so you know, what else is she doing but obsessing over movies and books and pop stars, whatever. Typical teenage girl stuff. It's a little tricky to fill these really high walls with decor because they seem so tall, and so even when you put something on the wall, it seems pretty empty. I love the butterflies there with the matching butterfly wall art. That is so cute. Overall, I really like the setup of this room. It has a lot of space, but it doesn't feel too open like a lot of rooms do. I just put a matching teal color in the bathroom and some more marble flooring, and I just do a quick little bathroom. It's nothing fancy here. She's just got her tub and her sink, her shower. Every single bedroom in this house has an ensuite bathroom, including the butler's room, because he has to have his own bathroom, obviously. And then there are 2 extra bathrooms, one on the main floor and one on the pool floor. So there are quite a few bathrooms here, even more than bedrooms. I guess that's a little weird. Is that weird? I don't know. So I'm just trying to add a few more little toy type things. I'm not trying to make it childish, but I am trying to make it seem like a teen lives there instead of a young adult, or you know, just a colorful person like in some of my other apartments. This would be nothing compared to how colorful they are. And I use this light post. I think it's meant for outside, but it looks super cute there, and it works really well in the room. I do change the bed color because I don't think it matches too well, but in the end I like the color scheme. And yeah, like I said, I do put curtains in the teen's room just because she might want her privacy. I don't know. I was having trouble finding curtains to fit these windows. They're really big. They don't have a lot of those bigger curtains available that fit well and don't cover the entire thing. Because I do like to leave some of the window open usually, like have pulled back curtains instead of closed ones. So here I'm just working on the master bathroom. It's very large, 2 sinks, 2 countertop areas, the spa tub and the shower, and still plenty of room to spare. Both of the bathrooms have see-through doors to the bedrooms, like glass doors. This one has a glass panel door, and the teen's room just has a darker gray glass door. But yeah, I figured they wouldn't need privacy in the bathroom of their own bedroom, so it didn't really matter. Okay, I'll be honest, artwork for the bathroom is like my most hated part of decor. What artwork goes in a bathroom? I have such trouble with that. Like, the only artwork I feel like usually looks good is some like nature type of artwork of water or something, like a lake or whatever, but there's not too many of those in The Sims 4, and especially none that work with this style of house. So yeah, I was just having a lot of trouble with that decor. And in general, all bathroom decor, because like I said, I hate it. It's the worst part of decorating a house. So the parents' bedroom I'm doing now, I use this bed, which is a new bed. It has this amazing gold bedspread design. It looks so cute. So right about now, I'm feeling like the bedroom is way too big, and I don't know how the heck I'm going to put everything into this bedroom and make it look full. Like, bedrooms don't really need a lot. They need like a bed and a dresser and maybe a desk. Usually I put a desk in, but that's about it. So I'm thinking, what the heck am I going to put in this bedroom? So I decided to try to use these windows as a wall separator, and it gave this a really awesome effect. I really liked how it looked, so I eventually just do this corner little room here that I make into an office type of area. Now, the office area doesn't have a computer because there's a computer right outside the door, and that's kind of meant for the parents. So I do leave the desk empty and make it sort of like a little workspace that's quiet, and maybe you go in there and you write some letters or something. I don't know if people write letters anymore. I don't, but maybe these people do. So yeah, you just kind of go in there and sit, and there's a violin, so maybe you play your violin or whatever, and it's just a really quiet area to relax, read a book, and really get away from everything that's going on in the house. I added a fireplace in the master bedroom because I figured they would definitely want a fireplace in their room. It's probably not the safest with the carpet underneath, but whatever, it's The Sims. Something will catch on fire no matter what. I add a bunch of more furry rugs in this room to make it even more dangerous. I just wanted it to feel really warm and soft in this room. So yeah, I think that about wraps it up for this Sims 4 speed build. I had so much fun doing this super huge apartment. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel because I post some videos every Friday and Saturday. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye!